Hey friends, this video is all about my declutter challenge and how I went 28 days straight of decluttering. It was going to be 30, but I ended up leaving home and I still have not been back home yet. So it ended up being 28. And basically this is all inspired by The Year of Less, an incredible read by Cait Flanders. I actually didn't read the physical copy of the book for those of you who like to police people for what they do. I read the digital copy, so I read the Audible version of it. But it got me thinking about not necessarily starting a shopping ban in my life, but just being more intentional about the things that I buy, not impulse buying as much, and just paying attention and being like hyper aware of the way that I spend my money. Because when it comes to my space, if you're in a state like me where you're constantly decluttering, it can get a little bit overwhelming and you start to feel like you're crazy because it's like, how do I always have stuff to get rid of, right? And I will say that this all kind of started with me being vegan, because me being vegan led me down a continuous path of always changing my habits and improving my life. Because it started with like animal rights, but then it turned into health. And then me being more health conscious, wanting to learn how to live a more sustainable life, not necessarily being a hippie and hugging a tree and being a minimalist per se, but living in a way that points to all of those things without being super extreme or without like overly inconveniencing myself, right? And so that is kind of like the path that I have gone down. This was intended to be a 30-day declutter challenge, and I'm basically just going to walk you through everything that I did over the course of that 28 days. And I'm going to show you the things that I learned. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show y'all what I decluttered, okay? So day one is a clock that I use in the area of my vanity where I sit and journal. And to be honest, I don't really need it because I don't rely on time that much. So it's getting tossed. Day two is the same area. I have this little thing that, I purchased for my ideal self. It's really cute, but I don't use it, neither of them, so they gotta go. Day three, I had this obsession with elephants, still do, but I'm letting go of things that I do not need. So I'm letting these elephants, this vase, and these flowers go. Charlie is here to stay forever, so not him. Day four, I let go of this little pet carrier because I only purchased it because the airline had me effed up. And then I'm letting go of all of this stuff that I used to film before that I no longer use. That's technically 3 items plus that one, and this is my 4th item. Day five, I let some big stuff go. Okay, I let this table go. I use it as a chair in my room. And I have 2 of these lamps that I decided to get rid of. And this set of necklaces, which is technically 3 items, but I'm just grouping them together as one. Nothing will make you realize how much stuff you have faster than this 30 days declutter challenge. Yo, like, I really thought I was doing good, honey. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all where we at. Okay, day 6, I got rid of these 2 orange pillows, kept the ones on the bottom. This vase and whatever that is inside of it, home decor stuff. This floor lamp, which, looks very useful, but it's obviously not because we haven't turned it on since 2014. And these 2 candlestick holders. Okay, today I just got rid of several of the same item. It was definitely more than 7 of them, but I just decided to get rid of them together. It's just Mardi Gras throws that are just sitting in the house. So here's the perfect example of something that is not at all useful, but it is meaningful. So it's going to stay. This little creepy looking doll is Charlie. He is a howdy doody ventriloquist dummy. He belonged to my grandmother. He's very old. Like you can see, he been through it. His skull was cracked recently by my cousin who dropped him on the floor. But I don't really like to have things that don't have a use or a purpose. But Charlie is a little bit different because, he's always been in the family and he's not doing anybody any harm by sitting here. And it is just always a reminder of my grandmother to me. So for now, Charlie is staying. So I actually got rid of 9 things on day 8, 2 pairs of glasses, 7 articles of clothing, and 2 pairs of shoes that honestly should have been left my life. So if you have kids, you can relate to this decluttering. And this happened the first time that I did the 30 days of decluttering, but I just didn't really remember it because I wasn't documenting it. Kids will find a place, like they will take your newfound clutter-free area and turn it into something great for themselves. So this is very interesting. And I really hope that if you are watching this, you do have kids and you can relate, because I do want it to be known that
You don't have to like force your lifestyle on everybody else. Like my kids are not going to be little minimalists, but they are learning to respect mommy's boundaries. They're learning that mommy doesn't really like a lot of stuff, even if they do. And then it's also teaching them that it's okay to coexist, that it's okay to have differing opinions and differing lifestyles, even under the same roof. So I really can appreciate that about my journey, as far as not even just with me moving towards a more minimalistic lifestyle, because y'all know I'm hesitant to say that I'm a minimalist, but also with my veganism, right? Because the reason I say I'm not a minimalist is because I do like things that bring me purpose. Like I'm probably never going to take this down because I just think it looks really good in my room. I like having curtains that I can open and close, because when I close these, absolutely no light comes in and we sleep really good at night. But yeah, there's certain aspects of me that will never really be a full-blown minimalist, but the idea of decluttering and owning less and only owning what is important to me or serves a purpose in my life has been something that has taught me a lot, but it has also required a lot of patience, being that I still live in a home with people who value their stuff and they're not necessarily where I am. So that has been really interesting, and I just wanted to throw that in there. If you decide to do this and you have kids, don't let that discourage you, because you just have to kind of reinforce those things, and you have to reiterate that to them and explain to them why it's important for you.
Day 9, I don't really wear sunglasses, so every time I find a pair of sunglasses, I'm decluttering them. I never use this thing. It is so old. I have 4 jewelry boxes, which are like gift boxes. I don't need them because the jewelry is stored inside of bags and inside the jewelry box, so they gotta go. This thing in my bathroom, which is essentially like another jewelry box, is not being used, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then 2 of these little figurines. I have more, but just 2 today. That's 9. So far, what has been most rewarding about decluttering is the fact that in these areas where I am decluttering, it is taking me a lot less time to clean up. So my room, for instance, I'm going to walk up there and show y'all how open and empty it is. But it takes so little effort in the morning to get up and clean my room, even if my kids come in there, even if some things are put out of place, because there's like so much open space and there's nothing really there that's not supposed to be there. It takes a few seconds just to pick things up. Like this morning, I had to take my kids' things, and what I've been doing, I've been making a habit of, if I wake up and their stuff is in my room, I take all of their things, I pile it up, and I put it in front of their door. That way they know when they get up to put it away. Usually there'll be maybe some dirty clothes. We have a laundry chute, so I'll pick it up and go put it in a laundry chute. And then all I have to do is make my bed, which doesn't take as long since I don't have 1,000,001 pillows up there anymore. And then, if it's dirty, I vacuum. But like the area where my little nightstand is only essential things there, so I never have to constantly clean that off. In my vanity area, it's just my writing tools and the things that I use on a regular basis, like my journal, my planner, and my Bible is up there. And that's it. So it's like, I'm enjoying how when you declutter, it just doesn't really leave that space and opportunity for you to be doing too much. Day 10 is pretty simple. It was exactly 10 of those little figurines left, 2 of which I decluttered yesterday. So that was it. Side note, something that comes with decluttering that we don't talk about is the ability to repurpose things that make better sense in other spaces, like this. This same table previously sat by my door collecting dust and other things that I didn't need. Day 11, these little mirrors are actually the same ones that are on my wall. I was using these as coasters, but I never used them. This was an old vision board. I actually have a more useful one. I never used this blackhead remover because I don't have blackheads. This is an old phone that I don't know why I keep holding on to. A mouse, y'all. And a webcam. Yes. Old decor stuff that I'm not using that somehow managed to stay in a desk drawer. My old facial cleanser that I haven't used in months. And this jade roller, which also haven't used in months. And of course, this old and out of place reindeer pillow. Day 12, I'm surprised I still have stuff. This little plate, glass plate that I used to store my beauty items. This glittery pillow that I think I purchased because my children thought it was cool. We never use it. More sunglasses because, as I said, I don't wear them. I don't care how nice they are. I don't wear them. So I'm probably going to sell them. Although I want more kids, it doesn't look like they're in the near future. So we're going to get rid of this car seat and this stroller. This little bin that I removed from my freezer forever ago, and I don't know why I never put it back. This iron because I only need one, and this one is a duplicate. This book because I'm not going to ever use it ever again. these slippers because I don't need more than one pair of slippers, and because they're actually pretty old and they've seen their entire life. Then I forgot I had this stuff in this drawer, so I decided to get rid of this little portable charger that I never use and 2 of these tea candle holders because I just don't use them. I'll probably get rid of the other candle holders eventually as well, but we'll see. Day 13, I'm going to get rid of these pretty little Crocs as well as these slippers because, again, I'm just realizing I have multiples of the same types of shoes for the same purpose, and I don't need to have all of that. This ball gown, I'm going to go ahead and sell that. And then I have a series of books that I'm done with or that I no longer find useful. So I'm just going to go ahead, put them all in a pile, and go and donate them to the library. These books by Derek Grace, I just didn't find them to be as powerful as his curriculum and his autobiography, so I'm going to go ahead and donate those. This book has served its purpose, as well as this one. I learned a lot in this book, implemented what applied to me, and I'm going to go ahead and donate it. I just prefer my Bible than this one, and this scarf just doesn't match my wardrobe, and I don't use it, so getting rid of it. Okay, so guess what, y'all? I am pretty much done decluttering my room, at least I think. I'm gonna go ahead and say this because I don't think that I said this. If you are like, I want to do this, but I don't know where to start with your bedroom. Like, most of the stuff that I got rid of during this challenge, and granted, we're not even halfway through yet. Most of the stuff came from my bedroom. And that's always my starting point. So if you go back and look at most of the things that came out or that I decluttered, it's been from inside this area. So, I'm looking around. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to continue to start every morning going through my room just in case, but I pretty much know what's in here. And that was my goal. I want to know what I have. I want to know what I own, and I want to know that it is being used. So, yeah, if you're stuck and you don't really know where to start in your bedroom and then work around that. But I think that the bedroom is done, y'all. Okay, so let's talk about it. This is just always going to be like this because this is like the charging station for my phone, my children's devices, all that stuff. So yeah, I keep this chair in the corner now. I still have yet to put the actual chair back in here. These are the books I decided to keep. Actually doing a lot better because this whole thing was filled and I had books stacked on top and in here. This stuff is for my business. I can't really declutter it because I use it. And I may just end up moving it downstairs to the office. That is my little savings box for my blow it funds. The bed is clean, all that. The floor, I need to vacuum. This is like that. That bag does not belong here permanently. I'm actually dropping it off tomorrow, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so my room is decluttered. My closet. I mean, maybe throughout the journey, I may get rid of some other things, but I sincerely doubt it, y'all. Like, this is like leisure and like when I'm feeling like a bum, but I like to be a productive looking bum. So that's what that stuff is over here. I don't actually count these in my wardrobe pieces because it's just, you know how sometimes you want to wear sweats, but you want to look nice, right? So you get the sweats from the plug, okay? You get the nice shit, okay? I will put the link of where I get that from. My best friend's brand is awesome. Anyway, this is my wardrobe. I don't think that I can really declutter anything else because your girl is out here as basic as it gets. Maybe I'll get rid of another pair of shoes. I don't know. But I actually, believe it or not, I wear all of these shoes. I don't know who I think I am wearing heels on a regular basis, but I wear these, and these like the most. I have one pair of sandals at this point, one pair of little canvas shoes. They are dirty, my friend. And then I have boots. I'm not going to declutter those because, as I said, you don't want to declutter stuff that you know you're going to use in another season. And that's like my one pair of formal heels. May or may not get rid of it. But yeah, everything is in place here. The room is nice and crisp and clean, y'all. So I never wear makeup and I hardly ever use this dermaplane tool anymore. So I'm going to get rid of those. This next thing is like the perfect example of ideal self. You want to have magazines in the bathroom because my husband likes to have them, but honestly, nobody reads these. So to appease him and myself, I'm going to get rid of all the men's health magazines in this bathroom because he has a subscription, so he doesn't need all of these. And I'm going to keep the ones that look really nice that you would probably actually look at while you're sitting in the bathroom. I'm also going to get rid of this because this just came free with our AAA membership and we don't need it. I'm getting rid of these because, you know, I never use them. And this next one is an example of decluttering. Listen, you got to put stuff where it belongs. I use this cup because it's convenient to have pins upstairs. I'm just going to get rid of the cup, put these back downstairs, And I don't even use this, so it's gotta go. I ordered something from Poshmark and this came with it. I'm just getting rid of it because I don't want to start the bad habit of keeping it, even though I'm not going to use it. This is for cleaning cell phones. Never used it. My dermaplaning tool, this is like the extra pieces for that. I already decluttered that, so you may as well get rid of the pieces, right? I already have nail cutters, and I definitely don't need them this small because my children's hands are not that tiny anymore. And I don't need that extra pair of tiny scissors, nor do I need this sunglass cleaning spray because I already have a sunglass cleaning kit, which may be decluttered eventually. And then I have these. I feel like we all have these in our houses. Y'all, it's time to let them go if you're not using them. I have no idea why this is in my house. I think maybe it was for my dad, but we are getting rid of it today. And then, of course, I realized, you know what I haven't decluttered? This drawer. What, you know, everybody got that one drawer in their house where they just put a bunch of stuff. I'm not using these extension cords. I'm not using these surge protectors. It makes no sense. I don't even know what this is for. So I decided a good place to start today was where I ended, or where I left off. More extension cords, these little guides. Why do I have 3 of these? I'm going to keep one and get rid of the other 2. Another cord that I have no idea what it's for. I don't know who this belongs to, where it came from, but I know it's not mine. I don't even remember purchasing it. Again, another cord. I don't know what it belongs to. This is a removable head from something I used to record that I don't use. I don't know where that nail tool came from, but we don't need them anymore. And I don't know why, right? So when I drove for DoorDash, I used to always keep these bags. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with them, but they need to go. This bag is a suitcase. I already have a big suitcase and a smaller one. And then I just never used this backpack. So, Hey y'all, so as you're watching this, you may be wondering what the hell I'm doing with all of these items. So I don't want to include what I'm doing with every single item in this video, but basically my plan is, as I'm doing it, I'm taking pictures of things that I feel like I can sell and I'm posting it immediately, and I'm just keeping everything in one place. Things that I feel like I can donate, I'm boxing up, and then at the end of the 30 days, I'm going to go and donate it. And that's basically it. If it's trash, it's trash and I'm getting rid of it. But I'm deciphering what I can sell and what I need to donate, and that's basically it. So day 16 is pretty straightforward with no explanations needed. Mostly just kitchen tools, duplicate items, stuff that I haven't used or stuff that I forgot about. And if you forgot about it, you probably don't need it. If it's not consumables, I really don't want duplicates of anything. Got rid of the most significant thing was probably the dog beds, but with good reason because they actually sleep on the furniture I put in their room. So it's day 17. I finally let the decor camera go, and this mirror was supposed to have been going. It was a DIY project that I stopped using a long time ago. Don't need those MCAT books or study guides anymore. Went through these magazines and found one that I wanted to keep because my husband actually does keep all of his XXL magazines, and this one had Lil Wayne on it, so I put it to the side for him and swapped it out for another one. But I think that the next few days are going to be all magazines and publications that are just sitting around the house that we no longer need. So again, I started with the magazines, but something incredible happened today as a result of decluttering. I found something that I've been looking for well over a year. This stuff was just sitting in a box. I decided to declutter it, and now I found my camera. How nice. More duplicate items that I just shouldn't have. I honestly think my mama brought this stuff here because it was on sale. I'm not sure. And a mini fridge that's not being used. So day 19, I decided to open up a closet that I thought was empty, and it was not. There was all these wires and a Blu-ray and a DVD player and this box and folder from a firearm that I purchased a while back. I just don't need the box and folder anymore. This is a stand, an old blown out light bulb, and some of those little wheelies that come on the bottom of containers, none of which is being used. I thought I was going to use this from Edible Arrangements, but I'm not, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Now day 20, y'all, was cool because I started and I was like, dang, I still have more clothes to get rid of because my husband brought a bag back down here, and I opened it and I saw a bunch of clothes, and I think my intention was to get rid of the stuff, but I never did. But then today was cool because my kids had been seeing what was going on with the challenge, and they asked me if they could participate. So I took some of their clothes. So technically this wasn't a day of fully my decluttering, but I still counted because it was nice of them. Day 21, y'all, this is way more than 21 items, but I have this old bag of Mardi Gras throws, and it's just gotta go. So day 22 started in the garage with these 2 scooters that my children no longer use, this doll stroller that they also no longer use. We had 2 Christmas tree holders. I don't know why. We only need one, so we're getting rid of one. 2 empty boxes at the top of a closet, and then I found yet another box with a bunch of items. I decided to get rid of 12 items. So now I went through the breakdown, did the numbers. I kept everything else in the box, just got rid of 12 items. And when I did the math and I rolled over the stuff from yesterday's bag that I had, it turns out that day 22 is already complete because it was that many items. So I took a break on day 22. Day 23, these things came from my oven. The other ones, I don't know where they came from, but they gotta go. Got a cake stand, and look, I don't bake cakes, so gotta go. 3 full notebooks. I don't ever plan on revisiting the information in there. Gotta go. This is a holster that is too small for the handgun that I have, so it's gotta go. More parade throws, y'all. There's gonna be more of this because we just closed out on parade season, and every day I'm finding some more stuff that has to get out of my house. An old spray bottle. This drum completely came apart when I tried to shoot it at the range, so it's trash. Definitely gotta go. And these 2 for a handgun I no longer own. So day 24 started off with cleaning out hair supplies. I used to have a hair company. Some of y'all may know that. I have not dyed, bleached, or colored any hair, including my own, in a very long time. So I'm giving this to somebody that can actually use it. She does hair professionally. Then I went and cleaned out some stuff in the laundry room. And it's pretty sad. This stuff has been here since my dad owned this house. So gotta go. Honestly, I have been holding on to this camera for nostalgic reasons. It belonged to my grandmother, but I cannot use it, so I need to get rid of it. Day 25 and 26 kind of combined. I had a clothing boutique. That was the first business I ever opened, and I closed it. Now, I did not realize that I still had all of these accessories and clothes, so I decided on day 25 and 26 to declutter and clean all of those things out. So what did I learn after this? There's a few things that I learned. Most importantly is to treat everything that I buy as if it is an investment. That sounds really extreme because sometimes you just need a pack of pens, right? But if you paid attention in this video, there was so much stuff that I got rid of that it just doesn't even make sense. And when I started, I was like, I'm probably not going to go past 10 days, yo. I was like kind of embarrassed that I had that much stuff in my life that I did not need, that I should get rid of. So I learned to treat everything as if it is an investment. If it is not something that is going to make my life better or that is going to be useful in some form, I have made a decision that I'm just not going to buy it. There's no space for things in my life that I don't need. There's no space for trendy items and filler items. I do love home decor and I do want my home to be pretty. So there are some things that I have, like lamps or certain photographs and things like that, that obviously I don't need them and they're not purposeful, but I like to keep them in my life. But when it comes to me making a decision to buy things now, everything down to my wardrobe to literally a pack of pens, it all comes down to how practical it is and if I am making a good investment, because that is one of the easiest ways to keep the trash down. Another thing, abandon the idea of it's better to have it and not need it than it is to need it and not have it. If you can drive 5 minutes to get it from the store, don't keep it in your house if you don't need it right now. Now, granted, outside of that, I'm also a member of the low-key prepping community, so that does excuse me from things like having excess food and water in my house, because I just consider that to be a necessity with how this world operates. But when I talk about everyday items, I try not to stock up on things that I absolutely do not need in the moment, because it ends up being thrown away. And when I say things, like obviously I'm not talking about consumables. Anything that can be consumed, I really don't beat myself up about having it in excess, like having food in excess or having water in excess, like I said, or even to a certain extent, like soaps and lotions. I don't mind having things like that. But keeping extra clothes that I'm not wearing, shoes, things around the house, like I said, decor, and a lot of the stuff that y'all just saw me get rid of, I've just made the decision to only buy things when I need them, only invest in things that I actually need, just to keep the clutter down. And finally, something that I will be doing going forward is, as soon as I discover that I no longer need something, I'm going to get rid of it. Instead of putting it to the side or waiting for it to become useful or finding somebody to give away to, I'm going to deal with it right then and there. Whether or not I'm going to call somebody to see if they need it, whether or not I'm going to go and donate it, as soon as I realize I don't need it, that's it.